I'm making lunch, and my friend Desiree commented on my tofu press yesterday and asked, like, what's the process? Step one, that's super important, is press your tofu. And if you didn't see my video, this is a tofu press. It's called Easy Tofu Press. It's in my Amazon storefront if you want to check it out. So I did that and then drained it off. The first thing that I do is I cube it up into the bite sizes that I want. Sometimes I like it smaller instead of big crunchy bites. Today I'm going to make lunch, and it's just going to be over white rice with barbecue tofu that I'm going to bake in the oven. So what you want to do is you want to cut your tofu into the sizes that you want. All right, now that I have the tofu all cubed up, I'm doing just a super simple recipe. So tofu is like a sponge, you guys. It will soak up whatever you want. You could even marinate it for overnight and do all kinds of different flavors. So, but I'm going simple today because I had some cilantro in the garden and some jalapenos that are still in my fridge from the summer garden, believe it or not. And so I wanted to make a salsa. So what I do is I put my tofu in my bowl, and now I'm going to just smother it with barbecue sauce. I'm using Ray's sugar-free barbecue sauce. I like that one the best, and I'm trying to watch my sugar intake. So I'm going to mix this up, and then I'm going to add the key ingredient. Now that the barbecue sauce is all on the tofu, now I'm going to put it in a new bowl. I guess you could use the same bowl, but I don't know, I always put it in a new bowl. The key ingredient is cornstarch. My friend Scott, if you're watching, he taught me this trick. So I'm going to sprinkle on half of my cornstarch. I'm just going to mix it around. You want to make sure you get all that cornstarch. All right, now I'm going to pour in the rest. It's about, I would say, like a fourth a cup to a half a cup, depending on how much tofu that you have. I did cook up some of my tofu yesterday for a video I made, so this is about 3/4 of a block. Okay, so it kind of looks like a gummy mess, honestly. Let me show you. All right, so the cornstarch is the key. You could also add some salt and pepper if you want, but I'm going to just stick with the barbecue for this, and now I'm going to put it on a cookie sheet. I lined my cookie sheet with parchment paper. I want it to crisp up, but I also don't want it to stick to my cookie sheet. Now, if you have an air fryer, I don't have one. This recipe does really great in the air fryer and gets it really crunchy. The air fryer for me, I have to do smaller quantities, and this is so yummy that I want to make a big batch, and what I don't eat today, I will eat tomorrow. So I'm going to, guys, my hands are washed. I am just going to go in here and divide up my tofu with my hands. You want to make sure that your tofu isn't touching. If you're not a fan of tofu, it's because you probably eat it all mushy, and you don't have enough flavoring and seasoning on it. So, beautiful. All right, a couple of those got a little wonky. It might not be the prettiest dish, but it's going to be yummy. I'm going to wash my hands, and this is going to go into the oven at 425. I'm going to check on it often, probably shake it around a little bit, and cook it until it's crunchy. So while my barbecue tofu is baking in the oven, I'm going to make a quick little salsa. And I'm using my food processor, super easy. So I'm going to start with 3 garlic cloves and some cilantro from the garden and 2 jalapenos. One is super spicy, one is mild. So I'm going to blitz that up first. Now I'm going to add in some pineapple chunks. It's half of a pineapple. I'm I'm going to pulse it to the consistency of salsa. Looks about right. Last little touch to the salsa, I'm going to add in some lime juice. Here's a little tip when it comes to juicing limes. My friend Heather taught me this. So I'm going to cut off the end and cut it in half so it's flat on both sides. Once you've juiced it one way, then flip it around and juice it the other way. I think the tofu is ready now, so I'm going to get ready to assemble a yummy bowl. Now to get the tofu. It's nice and crunchy. Now to add the tofu on top. Looking good. A little bit of avocado. A little sesame seed. Of course, a little salsa. And last but not least, a little bit of barbecue sauce that I heated up to drizzle on the top.